energetic, passionate, and savvy. Gouche Live, brought to you by the good people at the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Gouche.
Welcome to another episode of Gouche Live. I'm in Gouche Live studios in my father-in-law's basement. I'll tell you what, the internet does a lot of things, and it can send you everywhere and anywhere. And you know what? I am so blessed that I've got Game On magazine editor, owner, publisher. Well, he'll tell us exactly what he does. Incredible. Talking with Taylor. We're going to get right into it. Scott Taylor, I promise you on this show, there's been so much stuff about the Chicago Blackhawks. We're going to leave the Chicago Blackhawks story for another day, and we're going to talk about Jets, the Winnipeg Jets, and of course, get Scott Taylor's ideas of what's going on around the NHL. And then right after Scotty leaves, he's probably going horse racing or something like that. Your friend and mine, Derek Lucky, is coming to talk about his Winnipeg or his Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'll tell you what, he's not very lucky, but this guy is right here, Scotty Taylor. Scott, what's going on?
It's another day in paradise, my friend. We've actually got not bad weather after a very rainy night here in the Peg.
Look at my backdrop.
I love it. I think it's great.
It's in one of those
old locker room to me.
It actually is. I do smell my skates. Listen, Scotty, let's get right into it. I know you don't have much time today. Unfortunately, I was a little bit delayed. There's a lot of great things going on. Wayne Cowley and I were just got off the phone from the bottom line. We're building a studio, an actual studio inside of his restaurant, and lunch with Gouche and friends will be there every Wednesday afternoon. It looks like we're going to move the Talking with Taylor show there also. It's beautiful. It's really well done. I'm not going to give any trade secrets. And then just before every Leafs game, we're going to do a select amount of Leaf games. We'll be doing the pregame show from there live with a big audience. We're just going to have a lot of fun. And I can't wait to have you live in the studio.
Well, it'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll get to Toronto.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll travel again.
Well, you'll come when the Winnipeg Jets play here one time.
Well, yeah, it's all those testing things you have to do.
Well, that's going to stop.
I'm double vaxxed.
Yep.
I'm happy to wear a mask anywhere. I also have my pan-Canadian pandemic travel card, vaccinated card. I can go anywhere I want to. But they still want to gouge you a couple of $100 to be tested to go home.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's starting to bother.
Well, you got to be an Air Canada Super Elite like I am. They just sent me a note, and they said the $250 you pay because you're a Super Elite, it's $72. So maybe I'll sneak it.
Nice? Isn't that nice?
Jets, listen, let's talk about it. The one thing, bright spot for me is the defense. I love Brandon Dillon. We talked about him before, Nate Schmidt. But you got to give full kudos. I know you're going to go elsewhere, but Pierre-Luc Dubois, you've got to, all of us have got to say, hello, he's arrived. It's early in the season, but what he's showing us is the commitment, and everybody was on him. And I think it was you that said, let him get familiar. He's familiar, playing great ice hockey.
He's been absolutely outstanding. I can't say enough about the way he plays. He passes the puck beautifully. He's been going to the net and scoring goals. He got 2 the other night in that big win in Los Angeles. And without Scheifele and Wheeler in the lineup, he has been one of the bright spots. Granted, Nick Ehlers has been magic, but Pierre-Luc Dubois plays 20 minutes a game now. Every shift is hard. Every pass is crisp. The biggest problem now is people aren't ready for his great passes. He used to have trouble passing the puck. Now he's as good as there is in the NHL over the last couple of weeks. I've been really impressed with Pierre-Luc Dubois and his 2 big goals to win a second game back-to-back. They've won 4-3 and 3-2 on the road trip. Yeah. Now, the 4-3 win is probably the greatest hockey game ever played by the Winnipeg Jets.
Hey, Scotty, just 1 second. My father-in-law, he's just come in from outdoors. He probably wanted cards. I know you're a gambler. He's a card player. It's unbelievable.
Okay. No,
he's good.
I'm not a card player.
He's good. He beat me at cribbage once.
I have no luck at all. I have to hope that other teams play well so I can make money.
Tony's a rock star. I can't thank him enough for allowing us to do our show in the bowels of the house that gave me my wife. Let's put it that way.
In Mississauga, Ontario.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's Streetsville. They just got paved roads. Hey, listen, Scotty, continue on in that. Obviously, well, she keeps saying that about my brother in Saskatoon. Do you have paved roads yet? But talk to us then. Like Dubois has been an absolute sensation. You talked about, I think we've talked about Ehlers. I was really concerned about him. He's playing he was probably the best player not to have a point in the National Hockey League a few games ago. Obviously, he came to play the other night where he scored the tire, which was a goal that's a goal scorer's goal. Like that's a highlight goal. That's in the top 5 for me this year. I don't think anybody's going to be able to dispute that. And then, of course, he scores a winner. So we know Ehlers is the real deal. Connors is crazy good, right? Is there anybody else on the forwards that, they've done this with smoke and mirrors because they don't have Wheelers. They don't have Scheifele. Obviously, they're going to be coming back in the lineup. I think Wheeler is back now. Who else has really impressed you on the forward lines?
Oh, Andrew Kopp. No question about it. And I'm one of those guys who believed that Andrew Kopp was the type of player who could get 400 shots on goal and score none. He has no luck. He has no puck luck at all. And if you want a guy who'll get in position to score goals and fire it wide, he was your guy. I remember in my old days growing up, it was always Frank Mahovlich. You wanted a guy who could shoot it wide of the net. Frank Mahovlich was the guy. But Andrew Kopp has been tremendous, absolutely tremendous. Going into the corners to get pucks, playing well behind the net, getting in position in front of the net to tip shots, knocking guys down, getting loose pucks, great puck support. When a teammate is in the corner, he's going to be the guy who's there to maybe dig it out. Andrew Kopp has played brilliant hockey for the Jets. And of all the players who have stepped up, and Dubois has certainly stepped up while Scheifele and Wheeler have been out, but Andrew Kopp really has impressed me. I didn't think he could be this good, but he is living proof that if you play with better players, you too can be a better player. Yeah. And he's had an opportunity to play with Ehlers. He's played on the power play. He's played with Dubois. He's played with guys who can really play hockey instead of being buried on the third line with a bunch of guys who work really hard but don't score. And now you're playing with skilled guys. He's getting in position. We talk about players who have the ability to get in position to score. The guy who always comes to mind for me, there's 3 of them: Brett Hull, Phil Esposito, and Mark Stone. 3 guys that you would never look at to say they're the greatest skaters in the NHL. Boy, they get up and down. No, the 3 of them don't get up and down, never did in their careers, but they get to the absolutely perfect spot when they have to be there, and that's what coaches look for. Mark Stone has been knocked for his skating throughout his career, and yet he signed that gigantic contract in Vegas because the coaches know he's the guy who's going to get to that spot and score the big goals.
Hey, just push him to the net.
That's what Andrew Kopp has done. Yeah. Andrew Kopp has learned to play with great players in a week, and he's learned to play by just getting to the right spots, supporting the puck, hitting the right people at the right time, staying out of the penalty box, doing all the right things. And you asked me about one guy who stepped up. It's Andrew Kopp.
All right, I got another name I want to throw at you. Evgeny Snezhnikov. Looking good. I like him.
Say that again.
Evgeny Svechnikov.
Evgeny Svechnikov.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, he's played okay. He's been.
I said it in Russia. They say Eugenie.
Okay. He's played better.
I like him. I like him.
He's good. He doesn't get enough ice time. He's got to play more. And like Kopp, he has to play with better players.
No question. All right, let's talk a little bit about the defense. Let's go to the defense, and then because I want to leave our final part of the show on Hellerback and what I saw the last game with Comrie. He's not going to win you a ton of games. He was good in that game, but it was a delight to see that he was a competent goaltender. But first, let's talk about the addition of Dillon and Schmidt. I know we talk about that a lot, but I just love the command, like the respect they command on the ice. The way, obviously, they're 2 different players, but Dillon is just a power of strength. Give me your thoughts on those 2 guys and the addition they've made to this Winnipeg Jets team.
Well, they've guaranteed that Josh Morrissey and Neil Pionk, 2 very, very skilled defensemen who can play in all ends of the rink, who can anchor the power play, handle the puck, move the puck, and really skilled guys. It's given them space because nobody's going to mess with Schmidt and Dillon. And Schmidt's got some skill up front, too. Brendan Dillon's just a guy who's just the best guy in the world to have riding shotgun. He hits, he bangs, he knocks people down in front. He's an old-fashioned, big, old, tough defenseman who I would say is probably even better than we expected him to be, and we expect him to be pretty good. So with those 2 guys, with the addition of Schmidt and Dillon, it allows the two stars to play with really good players. So that first four is as solid as it gets. And I've been really impressed with Logan Stanley. Yeah,
I
he
love
makes the
that.
occasional mistake, but he's a kid. And
Yep.
he's going to be 6'8" or 6'9" before he's done. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he's done growing. He's getting bigger and stronger. He's played well too. This is a defense that's 3 times the defense it was last year, maybe 4 times as good.
Yeah.
And that's made a big difference for the goaltenders. One of the things they do better than the old defense did is get out of the way of the goalie. It's great to say, well, I'm back on defense and I'm checking my guy. But if you're standing in front of the netminder all the time,
Yeah.
you're just causing problems. These guys move players out of the front of the net and get out themselves.
Yeah.
And we were watching the other night, and I said to my colleague at Game On, Carter Brooks, Connor Hellebuck will stop everything if he can see it. Like, he doesn't miss a shot he can see.
Right.
He gives up goals where the puck's bouncing. He gives up goals where he's screened in front, and can give up lots of them if they allow him to do that.
Yeah.
But over the last 5 games, the Jets are 4-0-1 in the last 5, 9 points of a possible 10. 5 of those points on the road, 5 on the road. And it's because that big defense allows the goaltenders to see the puck. You talked about Eric Comrie.
Yeah.
And here in Winnipeg, people were very, 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 very concerned about Eric Comrie at the start of the season. They didn't think the Jets had a very good backup goaltender. Now, it's interesting to say that because as old Joe Daly pointed out to me,
Mr. Daly.
a
A lot of respect.
Manitoba Hockey Hall of Famer,
Yes,
as
he
Joe
is.
pointed out to me, you got to have a pretty good team if the only thing you're worried about is the backup goalie, especially a backup goalie who's going to be a backup to Connor Hellebuck, who's going to play 70 games.
Yeah.
You really don't have a lot to worry about. But having said that, it was a woman who told me not to worry about Eric Comrie.
His mother.
I'm having lunch with the marketing and
Okay.
public relations people of the Manitoba Moose, and their marketing and advertising director is an old goalie, a young old goalie named Annie Chipman, Mark Chipman's daughter. She was the goaltender at the University of North Dakota, St.
Okay.
Mary's Flames High School.
Yeah.
And she just sat there and smiled when everybody talked about Comrie and said, look at his numbers in the American Hockey League. He's got elite AHL numbers. All he needs is a chance to play. You can't expect Eric Comrie to come in for one game and be a hero. He's got to play a little bit.
Yeah.
But he has the ability to do that, as he did in Los Angeles the other night.
Good
And
point.
you know why he has the opportunity to do that? Because Brendan Dillon and Norm Schmidt move players away from the front of the net. So again, you've got Eric Comrie. Guys are coming in blasting shots. He can see them. He stops the shots he can see. He got beat on a breakaway by a very skilled player.
Yes.
He scored a very skilled goaltender, goal scorer's goal.
Yes.
He lost that one. And he got beat on a screenshot. And those were the 2 goals he gave up. Boy, that says a lot about a kid who's alleged to not be a very good goaltender.
And he took 32 shots. It wasn't like, it was a 17. Yeah, so 32 shots.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I know we're coming to the end of our discussion. I really look forward to getting you back on next week. I may even get you on during the week if we can. We're moving into our new studio. Maybe our lunch on Wednesday. If I got the studio up, I'd love you just to pop in and say hello. But you do have some other NHL news before we get Lucky up here and he just absolutely crushes the show with depression. Give us something enlightening, and it's obviously one of your friends, and I've had him on the show. I love the dude. I want to get him back on. Give us that news.
Yeah, it was really good. I do a little bit of radio out here too, locally, on KFGO in Fargo, North Dakota. We do a Game on Hockey. And by the way, we're expanding into Sioux Falls as well, getting into some bigger cities and
Love it there.
and doing more things out of here with hockey now that Augustana University is a Division I school. So hockey is big in this part of the country. But we had Tom Serratori on, the head coach of the Bemidji State Beavers.
Bemidji State,
where Zach Whitecloud went as a freshman. And Serratori pointed out in his first game, he had him on the number 1 power play because there was no better player he'd seen for fundamentals defensively than Zach Whitecloud. Zach Whitecloud wins the award for the stat that I think is the most important. And that stat is keeping the puck in the zone on shots fired to the point during the power play.
Okay.
Keep the puck in. Keep the puck in. Keep attacking. Don't force yourself to go back into your own zone again and start over.
Hate that.
Keep the puck in. And Zach Whitecloud does that better than anybody I had seen or he had seen at the college level. In 2 years, White Cloud signs a pro contract, goes to the Chicago Wolves, gets himself the award as the best plus minus in the American Hockey League. He signed the contract with Vegas. Vegas gives him a chance the next season. He makes the team. He's playing 14, 15 minutes a game. Last year, he plays 19 or 20 minutes a game. This year, he started out about 19. Now he's up to 21, 22. Just signed a 6-year, $16.75 million contract with the Vegas Golden Knights. And guess what? Vegas robbed him blind. Because in an era when marginal hockey players are making $9 million contracts, the Golden Knights just got a prime young defenseman on a second contract, an extension for 6 years, for $2.75 million cap hit per year. That is the greatest thing that happened to the two teams. I would suggest to you that Zach Whitecloud signed a contract for security to make sure his parents were taken care of, and 3, because it was a hometown contract. He loves Vegas, doesn't want to leave, wants to play for Kelly McCrimmon, wants to stay there. And I just think it's a marvelous deal for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Hey, listen, Scotty, I know you got to run. I love the Bemidji Beavers. I just love that team. But more importantly,
well, I love your introduction. Let's play some hockey.
Yeah.
The Bemidji introduction is it's time now for Beaver hockey.
Hey, listen, before you go, I got to do this. You got to give some therapy to my buddy. Lucky's on the show. Scotty Taylor, what would you say to Lucky right now with his team? He's an usher.
Buddy, I'm busy here with tickets.
Fix your
What's going on?
salary cap.
Yeah.
Get your salary cap fixed. What a mess.
Salary cap?
You got all your players tied up at the top 2 lines and nobody else can play.
Buddy, hang on. First off, let's get something straight there, Colonel Sanders. It ain't my line. It ain't my team.
Hey, you're the guy wearing the Leaf logo.
Yeah,
with the usher.
Buddy, I'm an usher. I'm just
You're
a
getting-
poor usher.
But
I
you're
just
getting
work here. Hang on.
but you're getting-
Hang on. Sir, yeah. No, you're in the rails. No, not there. You're in the greens, buddy. Get back up to the
Hey,
greens.
Scotty. Love you, kids. See you next week. I'll get you on Wednesday. All right. Oh, my God. Hey, you're still technically getting paid by the
We're in a union. We're in a union here as an usher. You know that. It's Halloween.
Lucky. Well, that's why I brought you on, because obviously you are in your costume. And I really miss the birch trees. I needed to get back to where it all started.
That's it.
Listen, we've got 15, 20 minutes with you, and it's
All right.
all Leafs. I don't even want to touch upon, I know you could go on, and you should, about the Blackhawk story. I said today's a reprieve. Everybody time out. We'll get back to it when we need to.
I'll just say one thing about that.
Yeah, you can. You have one sentence.
Yeah, I'm glad it's out. More power to him. I got so much respect for Kyle. The fallout that's happening now is well deserved, but well late. And I think that's enough said. I mean, the poor kid to go through what he went through and not have any support. I don't care if you're on that team. You can say, I didn't know this, and that. Everybody's got a piece of responsibility in that, because you could have, would have, and should have spoken up.
Yeah.
End of story.
Hey, story, John LaRoche story, buddy. I forgot. Yes, Scott Taylor is a great storyteller in the White Cloud, but I've got the best storyteller here about the Winnipeg Jets. No, from the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, Lucky, let's get into it. Obviously, the first question I have for you as a Leaf, I know you're going to give us your whole perspective, but this one I have to address the white elephant in the room. Morgan Riley's extension, 8 years. 8 years at 7.5, bringing the total cap for 5 players at 60%. He had 5 goals, 30 assists for 35 points in 55 games. Is he that type of player that you're going to put that kind of money in to build your back end? Love to hear that.
No. I mean, unfortunately, it's the market. That's what drove that salary, is can we afford to lose a guy that we drafted? And who are we going to replace him with? And what's it going to cost us to replace him? And that's the only reason he got that contract. To me, Morgan Riley's a third defenseman on a powerhouse team like Colorado. Like, where would Riley be on Colorado? That's the question. You know, and he's probably third or fourth on that team. So depending on the team, I think that's probably the Leafs' problem, is we don't have a 1-2. So Riley's our 1-2. And, 8 years, $60 million US, it's almost as bad as the Nylander deal. And that's nothing against Nylander. These money that we're paying these players, when you bring Johnny Tavares in at 11, it sets the stage for this kind of stupidity. And that's, you got to deal with it. That's the honest fact. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of JT. I love JT. I think JT's a great guy. But we had Kadri at $4 million as a second line centerman. We trade Kadri for a guy that didn't work out, left in a year, and now we got Kerfoot. Who would you rather have? I mean, it just didn't make sense to me with Kadri with 60-some points. Yes, he had suspension, he had some issues, but because you guys didn't really show him any support.
Yeah.
And you always put him in an area where you're playing with AHL players.
Yeah.
He's playing with the guy that went to the Islanders there, Karloff. He was playing with guys that stone hands. None of them could, he never played with Matthews, Marner, the guys that could put the puck in the net. And that's what Nas is great at, is passing.
Yeah.
And, so
well, I know you're his agent because you're
the
biggest supporter. Hey, listen, here's but you're very loyal because he's
I'm very close to him. I'm a good friend of his. Yeah, absolutely.
So here's a question coming from your good friend, John LaRoche. He likes the deal. Now you can trade one of the others. You couldn't trade Riley.
Why can't you trade? Does Riley have does he have a no trade clause?
That I don't know. So, John, you answer that. Maybe he thinks you can't move him at that. You were just looking for another. He didn't take $9 million, which is right. He's cheap by Leaf standards. It's a good point. But who can you move if you've got him there so you can move somebody else on those big money contracts? You can't move Tavares. Nobody's going to take that deal. And we all love Tavares for what he is, but not at that money. And then are you going to trade Marner? Are you going to trade Matthews? You can't get rid of Nylander. Nobody's touching that deal. So realistically,
well, actually, you can trade Nylander because the bulk of that contract's done. So
right.
that was upfront 3-year money. So he's at I think now he's up $3 million a year.
Yeah.
3 or some million. So it's doable.
Yeah, but taking $3 million off the books is not what you.
No, it's not. But it depends what you get for him. I don't know that you trade Matthews because I think he's elite. So. The spotlight's now going to go to Marner. No one's going to take the Tavares contract on the asset at $11 million. He's slowed down. They put themselves in a Pandora's box. Once again, we had the opportunity to have a team that they built. It's like, I don't understand the Leafs. This is what I don't understand. They start with a frame of a pickup truck. Then they add, a 6.2 liter engine in Matthews. Then they add ABS brakes. They add all the other stuff for Marner. But then they go on the cheap end on the defense and they add a 1973 box to put on the back of the truck that doesn't really match, but it'll fit on the frame. But, and then we try to patchwork orange a goalie, but yet let's go spend $7 million on another offensive player that's sitting in Europe holding us hostage. So they get what they deserve.
Yeah.
They're bozos. They're bozos. That's no if, ands, or but. They are not going to win with this team in a million years because it's so front-end loaded that there's no dispersing of the talent. Yeah, and that's what you guys don't get.
Yeah, but you got to be careful because they did hire you as an usher, so they're not that stupid.
Yeah, well, I'm fired already. I'm already.
I haven't had you on for a while.
They just fired me. Yeah.
I did want to ask you this question because I'm still trying to reel with this. I'm taking us back in history a little bit. Obviously, with Mrazek getting hurt, and then of course we know the Bishop story, having to bring him up, and then we got Jack Campbell, who's been okay. He hasn't been great.
more than okay.
And Hutchie's been a little bit off.
No, Hutchie's
hang on a second.
AHL.
Yeah, okay, AHL. But let me ask you this question. You need Hutchie, unfortunately. So let me ask you this question. Why is you as a general manager and a coach don't sit down before they play at home against the San Jose Sharks, and then the next night you're playing against Pittsburgh? Why we're all blaming the goaltending, but think about this for a second. I want to hear your perspective on this. And I've been a player coach with goalies, and I had to play the mind game. So I'm thinking about this when they put and announced Hutchinson to go against San Jose Sharks at home. And then the next night they're going to Pittsburgh and they're putting Jack Campbell, but yet they had a 3 or 4 day rest. I ask you this question as a management and as a coach, why would you not think, okay, we need the game at home. We need our fans back on board. We know that Hutchie's a little bit question mark. Even if we don't believe in him, we're going to need him. So let's put him in Pittsburgh. If we lose that game, you know what? People aren't going to be overly upset. But I was at the game. I got lucky. Somebody gave me some tickets, and I got to go to the game, watch my buddy Brent Burns, like you with Kadri. I love Brent Burns, but he had 27 minutes. He was a stud. The fact of the matter is, you as a usher, put people in their seats, and you put them in good seats where they need to be go. Why would a coach and a general manager not put his people in places of success and not failure? And the team didn't play well in front of him. He let in a couple nasty goals. The Boo Birds came out. Now we've lost Hutchie again psychologically. And then they put Jack Campbell in Pittsburgh and still lose. Answer me why. Love to.
Okay, it's an easy answer. You're asking the same question we're asking about the bozos that put the team together. It's a simple answer. You can't expect, Einstein to all of a sudden be right. These guys are idiots from day one. So why are we all of a sudden supposed to have faith in them on a decision? That's stupidity. Campbell plays both games. Campbell starts riding 63 to 70 games a season. It's what we got. Let's go with them. Give him the confidence. Give him the boost. We're putting Hutchinson in. He was on Colorado. He did nothing when we got rid of him last time. What do? We're idiots. We bring him back. Like, are we stupid? You could go right now and get a goalie on the secondary market, bring him in for $1 million a year or whatever. Hutchinson gone. Go back to the farm. Start doing a crop or whatever. But we don't need him. We already know what we got in Hutchinson. No confidence. It's like when when we're down in Boston, we're up 4-2 in a game, and we put the worst defenseman we know, and I'm not going to tell you what players told me, their heads went down like this when Phaneuf was on the ice, and sure enough, we lose the game in Game 7. Say 6, So it doesn't matter. These guys are bozos, and we're putting confidence in them. Bozo.
There's going to be wanted posters at Scotiabank.
I don't care.
Listen,
I don't care.
John has an answer.
Bring back Hunter. We should never let Hunter go. Hunter's the one that brought Marner. Now Marner doesn't have the confidence because we got a stupid coach behind us now. They fire another coach. We never do anything right down there. We haven't done anything right in 30 years. And we expect these guys to perform. You're the one that's putting Tavares on the ice at $11 million. You're putting Matthews on the ice at $12 million. You're putting Marner on the ice at $10 million. You're putting Nylander on the ice at $7 million. Well, you got no money. Like, are you idiots? And then we go and sign Riley. Oh, we don't want to lose Morgan.
Hang on, Lucky. Breaking news from Jordan, my producer. He picks up everything on. He has a no movement contract, right?
Right.
So he has no movement clause.
Stupid
That's
enough
why
to give him a no movement clause.
They had to sign him.
Yeah, we had to sign him. So now on top of we give him $60 million, let's give him a no movement clause.
Yeah. Hello. No, we already had that.
Oh my God.
Nobody already had that.
What? Yeah, but it's a new contract, so he doesn't have to get it on the new one.
Yeah, good point. But they did it anyways.
Okay, you know what, Morgan? We don't know how the team's going to go. Be a team guy. No movement clause isn't going to happen. Let's do it after 4 years. Let's give us, just in case we don't do it, we need to move your sorry ass out of here. Let's have some control for once. No, what does the Leafs do every single time? They give the control to the player. And that's the problem with this damn team. They're scared to make a decision because they're running like rats because they haven't won since '67, and they're making dumb decision after dumb decision.
Well, we could expand on that, obviously, with the Netflix show called All or Nothing, and it's certainly looking at the nothing. Hey, listen, I want to ask you, go forward now. Let's do there's got to be something positive about this Leafs, and I want to hear it from you, Lucky. Is there anything that's made you feel, hey, wow, pretty good deal, this worked out? Is Lucky frozen?
No, I'm not frozen.
Well, why aren't you answering anything?
Because it's a stupid question. No, there's nothing. The only wow factor on the Leafs is Spezza. Wow.
$750 grand.
Yeah, and the best player. Yeah, Spezza's a wow factor. You know what's another wow factor? Campbell. You can say what you want about him. I can tell you why. Campbell's a good goalie.
He's a good goalie.
He's not a starter. He's not a great goalie. He's a good goalie.
He's not a starter. He's not a starter in this league.
Yeah, he's a starter in this league if we had defense. You're putting him on a team that's useless, dude. You tell me right now, Campbell's on Colorado. He's better than Colorado's goalie. I can tell you right now. And I can tell you right now, I know you can shake your head. A perfect example is Hyman. Look what he's doing in Edmonton. We had talent here. Why is all of a sudden Hyman really good? Yeah. You know why? Because Matthews and Marner ain't that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we plugged him up as to being the next one. Matthews has scored 2 goals. This guy is supposed to be the next one. What we've done is, because Matthews is under pressure to come back, that wrist isn't 100%.
No.
You can tell by his shooting. He's missing the net. He doesn't have that snap. So we can't rest him, though, because we're charging $700 a ticket to go see the game.
That much. I paid that much.
Yeah. I got a pair right here I could show you that I got for the Colorado game. They're $925 a seat. Are
Whoa.
you out of your mind?
Whoa.
Right. So this is what's going on, dude. So let's stop covering this and candy coating it
No,
and all
that's
this
what-
crap. The problem is they will not look at the proper way to look at this until we get some bozos in there that know what they're doing, which we had in Lou and Hunter. This is what's going to happen. You're dealing with Shanny. You're dealing with some analytic guy.
The Shanny plan.
Yeah, the Shanny plan. Yeah, right. The Shanny. And then the guy out of friggin' North Bay, Sudbury Sioux. I don't know where he came from. Anyways, he's probably a better trout fisherman than he is because he hasn't done shit here but give money away. We got to stop this ludicrous. We got to put a team together that's built on foundations. And we don't have a Gilmore. We don't have a Wendell. We need someone that's going to step up and fight for this team every night. And all we've got is a bunch of pansy marshmallows on that team.
Wow, I can't thank you enough. I love it. I think we're losing them. We're going to wrap it up here. What about two things just to get you fired up? The one thing is that we did have a pretty good defense goaltender in Anderson, and I was hard on him, but I think it's starting to look really what you're talking about. Now he's gone down. He's playing with a team that's got a very strong defense, and it's actually Joseph Bishy. Thanks for joining us. Anderson with defense, the best goalie in the league right now. And you're right. Maybe Campbell goes down there and could do that. So let's wait and see.
Well, it just goes to show you it's not our goalie. We don't have anything in front of our goalie.
All right.
We gave away a first-round pick for a guy I could beat in the 40 in Muzzin. I don't understand it.
Even I could beat him on the outside. Okay, final thing for you, Lucky. I know you got to be a little bit down and out. I know that you want the best for this team. I think if they can, what can they do? That's for a whole other show. I'll have you on. I want to give you some homework. Next week, I want you to give us an action plan. Lucky, you're the new general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. What do you do? So you got that till next week.
I hire a GM.
Here's how you are the GM.
No, I'm going to hire one because I'm not a GM. So I'm
but I want you to come with some solutions.
I'm going to give you one thing. What do really, really smart people do? Think about
hire
that.
Good people.
They hire better people around them. Kevin Thistle. Do you know Kevin Thistle?
I loved Kevin Thistle.
Right. What does Kevin do?
Angus Glen Golf Club used to have.
He used to be, right? But what did he do? He surrounded himself with people that were better than him. And he was a great delegator. He had the best out of his staff. He had the best staff. We don't. We have a bunch of puppets that are scared. Oh, there's Shanny. Who we better hide in the corner. I mean.
I hope Shanny's not watching this.
I don't care. I'm fed up. Shanny could work there. Brendan's a great guy. I named my son Brendan after him. I'm the biggest Shanahan fan you'll ever meet. Not where he is. I don't think he's qualified for the job. I don't think Dumbass is qualified for the job. So I'm calling a spade a spade. I've been on this team a long time. I've got a right to voice my opinion. And my opinion is we have not done anything that is proper from day one on this team in 40 years.
And Lucky, that's why I love bringing you on. I can disagree with you. I can agree with you. But you speak your mind. You see through those birch trees, the open space. So I love that about you. Final part before, again, I want you to, let's say you're no longer the general manager.
Right.
I've elevated you to the president.
Right. First phone call. What's my first phone call?
You're not telling us right now. You're going to.
I want to give you a hint.
Okay, give me Stevie Y.
No. What's my first phone call?
Dale Hunter.
No, Buffalo. What's up?
Lou
What's going
Lamoriello.
on? Let's call Buffalo.
Want
Let's call Buffalo. Let's get a real player. Even if it's down the road, even though it's down the road, my first call is to Buffalo. What do you really want?
He's going to be in. Jordan has already texted me. He's going to New York. Hey, listen, Hunter replaces Dufus. Okay, final question.
Yeah.
You're going to be the president. You're going to come back with who you're going to have as a general manager, who you're going to have as your coach, and do some trades. All right.
Yeah.
That's next week. But as I let you go, you look fantastic. Look, you dressed up. You got into your workload because obviously you're at work. You dress up with a suit and tie. You look great. I want to get your impression on that look of Matthew walking into I don't know if it was at home or he's on the road. He walked in looking like, he's trying to be a basketball star, and he was wearing a man purse. And I got no problems with you wearing a man purse.
And his little earring. Don't forget that little earring.
I don't know that. Yeah. I got zero's issues with that. But you want to be professional. You got to look professional. It all comes down the line. And then he doesn't play well, and then the fans are out there and these God blessed internet dudes writing things. Well, you played like you needed a purse. I don't like that.
That's not a good comment.
It's not a good, but it's out there.
But you're gonna have keyboard warriors everywhere.
You got that, but here's my question: the spotlight you're in. Why wouldn't these guys continue on, even though they lack the? Why don't you come looking like you? Why don't they walk in with a Toronto Maple Leaf?
They all should have the same suit and tie on. They all should be uniformed, and I think that's the time. And another thing is, I want to get rid of is this stupidity of scoring a goal and then touching all your teammates along the bench. I don't know when that started, but you score, you put your mouth down because you guys are shit. Keep your mouth shut and just go back to the bench. Okay, until we're a team, we shouldn't be able to celebrate because we haven't got nothing to celebrate about. I'm tired about this. I just don't like this. I don't like this wearing this Drew stuff and hanging out with Bieber and all this other crap. None of them should be on social media. Everything should be shut down like a prison until you perform. That's the end of it. No more. We don't deserve to be in the spotlight. That's the problem in Toronto.
Where do I sign up? I want to play for your team. All right, Lucky, I can't take it up. Oop, last one. This is the last one. Let's get the hour going. Matthews is worried about his velour tracksuit and not the season. It's all about Matthews.
It's not true. Matthews, he's a young kid with a 50 million US. That's the look today.
Buy a suit.
No kid wants to work. No kid wants to do anything. Mommy's going to give the money for houses. We're going to be all supportive of everything. There's not enough social workers in the world for what's going on. I get it. We're in a different planet right now. We shouldn't worry about what Matthews is wearing. What we should worry about is what Matthews is doing on the ice.
Yeah, good point. That's why I asked you.
Yeah, but but if I was Matthews, I'd tone it down a bit, get rid of the earring, trying to look like George Michael, and start coming in there and start playing. Because I can tell you right now, the fire that I saw on the bench from him is what I want to see. That was unbelievable. And that game turned around. But Nylander's like celebrating. Did you see when he kind of jumped on Nylander and then he backed off a bit? Yeah. It wasn't like a real celebration because Nylander would play crap all game. Yeah. So he scored a goal. He got lucky. He knows what he's doing, and Matthews gave him the puck. But we need to have a sit down with these guys and say, hey, guys, we're overpaid. So either we start canceling some contracts or we start coming together here and dividing money. I don't know what they can do now to do this, but we're so screwed, and we're screwed for years. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, and you mark my words right now.
I'm marking it now.
The day that Matthews contract is over, he's out of here. Okay, I promise you, he's not resigning.
I don't disagree with you. Listen, that John Larashi comes up. Hey, it all starts at the top. It is going to start at the top. You are going to be the president of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I look forward to you.
It starts at the top. I agree with him.
All right.
But you know what? And to go back to what he said, and we'll leave it at that. You're right. It starts at the top, but the top is so stupid. The players have got to take control.
Lucky, I love you. Look forward to having you on next week. Don't forget President Lucky.
Okay. Do I get the suite?
Wait, no, you know what? We'll meet down at the Bottom Line. We'll do a live show at the Bottom Line next week. Live show. I'm buying the chicken wings.
Okay. What about the 14th? 13th. You know what? Next week. Okay. I got some surprise for you. Maybe 13th. Saturday. Saturday 13th. You and I.
Derek Lucky, one of the best, absolute best ushers for the Toronto Maple Leafs. See you, kid.
What do I get an hour here? Like, what's going on? Sir, you're over there. No, you can't. No, it's COVID. Put your mask on. I don't care if you got popcorn.
See you later.
No. Go.
Bye, Lucky. Unbelievable. I love that. You know what? Whether he's right or wrong, and he's right a lot, I just love it. I love the personality. I love that, he gets out there. Hey, it's one thing to be the Gouche. It's another whole other animal being the Lucky, I'll tell you what. Hey, thank you for joining me on Gouche Live. I love the passion, the energy. Scotty Taylor talking about the Jets. Lucky serving. He took time off his busy schedule, being an usher and selling popcorn, to be here on Gouche Live. We can't ask for anything better. It's been all brought to you by those good people at the Hockey News, of course, Sports Illustrated, and our Fired Up Network. And you know what? Next week, starting Monday, big things happen here on Gouche Live, so make sure you check out Gouche Live next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a wow factor. Thank you for joining us.
You've been listening to Gouche Live with your host, Kerry Goulet, better known as The Gooch, brought to you by the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated.